Little stars next to it.
Little,
Remember, I said somebody had
devil
to say
may.
I think the last one was a shovel.
of coal.
Scooper.
Oh, a coal shovel.
Yeah. Oh, look at this fat man. Fitness workshop. Look at it.
All right, dude. All right. There we go. There we go. All right. Gary, come on. I insist. Everybody, you got to get out of your seats. Like if Bruce didn't start it, I'd say everybody stay seated, but it's his fault. Turn your neighbor, say, I'm born a champion!
Born a champion!
All right. Give yourself a round of applause. Very good. Can you all hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. This is for the Facebook crowd, so they can hear me on the iPad. Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. Good. All right. So here we are. Our grand finale, our workshop for 2023. Can you believe it? The year is gone. And we're thankful for this year. I'm thankful for each and every one of you that are here. I appreciate the opportunity that you all give me to take care of you. You know, I always give you 110%. And I'm thankful to be able to watch so many of you all these years. As you get older, we all get older, right?
Really?
Yeah, Bruce is pointing to you. You can't see it, but you can feel it.
I'm sorry, but I'm just not getting any older.
We're all getting older, but we're getting healthier, right? Right.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what.
So that's the goal. So tonight the journey continues as we continue to learn and grow. 2024, we have our workshop cards out already, so you can grab those if you don't have them. If you would like one, they're at the front desk. Next month we have our weight loss. Actually, your first fill-in, I brought back the handouts. In the handouts, you have a syllabus. So when we go through the slides tonight, any place where you see an underlined word, that's going to be your fill in the blank. Now, the first one is, number one, doesn't have anything that we can underline, but your answers are. What's the first question there? What does it say?
Core four.
Core four, which are four things. Which things? What do you see up there? Function, fitness, nutrition, and education. How many of you guys were aware that there's a core four? What is the core four? Well, basically, that's the way we deliver healthcare through our office. Function, proper nerve system function. Fitness, obviously, there's got to be good cardiorespiratory fitness. Nutrition, which we're going to learn a little bit about tonight. And education, because you got to keep learning and you got to keep growing. When you stop learning and you stop growing, you start what? Start dying, right? So next month we have our weight loss workshop, fat loss workshop, really. And if you want to learn how to lose your easiest 10 or 15 pounds ever without dieting, without trying, very simple, very easy, make sure you're at this workshop. It's one of our most popular ones. So we are in the season, and what do you see pictures of there, Gary? What do you see? Lots of food, a lot of gluttons. A chaza, anybody know what a chaza is? A chaza is a pig. So we're called to not be pigs, but the issue is that wherever we go, there's food, and the food looks good, and it tastes good, and we just want to partake. And then we don't really feel how bad it is for us until we've had enough, and then it's too late. But then you see all these other things. You know, you see the stress, you see the sugar, and you see the flus, and you see the vaccines. And by the way, anytime you hear me say the word vaccine, I'm doing it deliberately so YouTube will ban me for life. That's my goal. That's actually what I'm working for right now. Violating freedom of speech and violating the CDC, whatever it is, but I'm doing it deliberately. I'm trying to provoke a problem. So this is the season, and it doesn't cause stress for me. It causes stress for the people out there. But what is the cause of sickness and disease? Some of you, I asked you the question when you were on the table. I said, what is the single greatest factor that'll ruin your immune system and ruin your health during the holidays more than anything else? The single greatest factor. And And so here's where the rubber meets the road. This is your next. If you didn't get a handout, did you?
I just didn't take.
We need a syllabus. Does anybody else need a syllabus? We're going to bring it to you. Raise your hand if you need a syllabus and pencils. So we got 4 here. So I brought back the syllabus for 2020, getting ready for 2024. So we're coming around with this. So here are the 3 types of stress. Bruce, you said stress, and I said, yeah, but it's not the number 1. And then you said sugar, and many of you were rattling off the same thing, which is not incorrect, but there's one factor that has preeminence over and above all the others. Now, these are your fill-ins, okay? See, so these are the 3 types of stress. Number 1 is what? Chemical, which comes from sugar, toxins, overeating. And then you have the mental stress, which comes from worrying, which comes from sitting in traffic for an hour and a half, Laurel, which comes from rushing here to get your adjustment on time, which comes from also less sleep deprivation, all wears you down, right? And then the third one, which is physical. That's the subluxation. Subluxation. Now, when subluxation occurs in your spine and the bones shift out of alignment and it starts shutting off vital nerve supply, that is choking off life. Are you guys with me right now? Yeah. If something's choking off life to your body, what is that slowly doing to you? Killing you. Would you rather have that or have sugar? Would you rather have that or have toxins? Would you rather have subluxation? You see what I'm saying? The most important one. Sugar doesn't choke off life. Toxins don't choke off life. These things kill you slowly, but not as detrimentally as subluxation. So are you with, is this kind of making sense? The number 1 factor that will ruin and destroy your immune system more than anything during the holidays and really any day is what? Subluxation. So we're in the routine of getting adjusted because we know it's the right thing to do, but I want to just bring us back to the why, because the why always determines the what. So when we have all these things, wearing us down, what happens? It weakens your resistance. And when your resistance is weak and your immune system is weak, what has an opportunity to set up shop there and have a holiday party also? What are these things squirming around and swimming around up there? What are those called? Bacteria, right? Viruses. Now, when you're healthy right now, Mary, your immune system is strong. You have bacteria and viruses inside of you, right? How come you're not sick? How come you're not coughing, sniffling, sneezing, right?
Good
Why?
immune system.
You have a good immune system. So is it true that even when we're healthy and our immune system is strong, we have bacteria and viruses living inside of us? Right, Cheryl? Does that make sense? So it can't be the bacteria and the viruses which cause sickness and disease, contrary to what people are running around thinking. Makes sense, doesn't it? So why is it that when we do have symptoms, when we do have congestion, we go to the doctor, and what do they want to do? Give you what? An antibiotic to kill the what? The bacteria, which did what? Nothing. It didn't do anything. Was that the cause of the disease? Was that the cause of the illness? How could it be the cause of the illness if it was there when you were healthy? Hello?
Immune system.
So what's the cause, Mary? A weakened
immune
immune system. Can an antibiotic strengthen your immune system? No. It actually does the opposite. It makes your immune system weaker. And that's why you need to be super careful after you take an antibiotic, because you increase your risk of reinfection several times. So we've been lied to, we've been programmed to believe this BS. And because of that, it causes more frequent illness, more infections. We have to take more drugs, go to more doctors, and live our lives in fear because we don't understand God's laws of health and healing. He created bacteria and viruses just like He created you and I to live in harmony. Bacteria and viruses are not the cause of disease. You are the cause. Raise your hand and say, I am the cause. I am the cause. Yeah. We are all the cause. And we let the stress get us down for whatever reason. not intentionally, but it gets the best of us. And that's it. So if you do have a cough, sniffle, sneeze, and flu, just like the flies swimming around the garbage can. Right? So let me ask you a question. What do you have to do to get rid of the flies? Get rid of the garbage. What if we just left the garbage there, Cheryl, and we just took insect repellent and Raid and killed all the vermin and the bacteria, the flies and the cockroaches. We killed all that stuff, and we left the garbage there. What would happen? It would come back. We didn't address the cause of the problem. The cause of the problem is the garbage. So when our immune systems are weakened, we are the dirty garbage cans, full of toxins, full of sugar, full of all the garbage that wears us down. So you can take all the antibiotics and all the drugs in the world, but if you don't clean up your garbage can, what happens? You keep on as a sick puppy. So here's my next question. I was thinking about this. Does that trash can have an inborn wisdom to clean itself up? No intelligence of its own. Unfortunately. But the good news is, I know somebody who does. Right? And that's you and I. All right? Inside that garbage can right there, inside that garbage can resides the most amazing healing power in the universe. The same intelligence that created the heavens, the sun, the moon, the stars, planets. It's the same intelligence that breathed life into you. And that intelligence is still inside of you. It never left you. It never leaked out. And so that intelligence wants to clean up the garbage. Regardless of whether or not you understand that it needs to be cleaned up, that intelligence, in spite of what you believe or don't believe, wants to work. It's ready, willing, able. It's a limitless supply, an inexhaustless supply of healing power that resides in the brain and is just waiting to flow from above down to flood your body with life and clean it up. So that intelligence doesn't need any help. If it was smart enough to make you, it's smart enough to heal you. Right or right?
Right.
It just needs no interference. So get out of the way. Get your stinking thinking out of the way. Get your stinking drugs out of the way. Get your lifestyle out of the way. Get yourself out of the way. And I'm not pointing the finger at you. I'm just saying you and I, people in general, we are the cause. And this doesn't change. This is a law. We're always the cause. And we're going to come back to that. So the symptoms are the cure. That's your next fill-in right there. You see it underlined? The symptoms are the what? The symptoms are the cure. What does that mean? Does that mean when I'm coughing, my body's not sick, it's actually healthy? Yeah, it's trying to get rid of junk. If you've got congestion in your lungs, does that mean I'm healthy, that I'm not sick? Yeah, your body's it's got the mucus in there to trap the junk and get it out. What happens if you take Robitussin and you shut off the symptoms? Are you curing yourself or are you killing yourself? You're killing yourself. Yeah, you're shutting off the symptoms at the expense of your body actually intelligently healing itself. Sniffles, this comes from Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. Sniffles, sneezes, and fever are good for you. They clear the airways of harmful irritants and allergy-causing substances. Fevers actually fight bacteria and viruses. Whether or not you knew that or understood that or even believe it, at 102 degrees, bacteria cannot survive in your body. Isn't it amazing that your body knows that even if you didn't? Yeah. At 103 degrees, viruses die. It's amazing. Your body's so smart, it knows what to do to slow those suckers down, to get the immune system to come along and be able to have the white blood cells attack them and kill them and get them out. Right? It knows what to do. Also, when you have a fever, your body makes something called interferon, interleukin, which is a powerful immune system, immune boosting substance, and they give this to people with AIDS and cancer in the hospitals. And your body makes about $20,000 worth of it if you let the fever run its course. Did you know that? No. But you know what? In spite of what we know or don't know, We praise God that we have an amazing intelligence inside of us that does know. That does know. It knows. It never forgets. It always knows. And which system does it use to get its work done? Which system does it communicate through to launch the immune response?
Nervous.
Your nervous system. Thank you very much. So, the symptoms are the cure. Whenever you have symptoms, you want to not work against it and shut it off. You want to make sense out of it and try to work with it. Is this making sense? Okay. So, holiday stress, we know it causes weakened immunity. We know it gets you down. It causes fatigue. It makes you tired. It makes you gain weight. And doesn't all that sound like a good recipe for depression? We're pretty beat up by the end of that. You know, we're about 10 pounds heavier, 10 pounds heavier. We're fighting off colds. We're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then we're thinking to ourselves, you know what? I think I'm depressed. I'm going through depression right now. Would that thought have even occurred to us if we didn't watch commercials for antidepressants? Or many of our friends were on antidepressants? We wouldn't even know what that diagnosis is. That word, I don't believe, is even in the Bible, is it? Depression? Anybody confirm that? I don't think so. I don't think so. So I want you to watch this here. Put this in perspective.
Depression is a serious medical condition. It can take so much out of you. I feel like I have to wind myself up just to
Oh.
get out of bed.
Oh.
I have to keep winding myself up.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Depression is
Give me 1 second. Let's see if I can do this real quick. Speaker output. Speaker sound. Book. Built-in display. Okay. All right. Let's try that again.
Depression is a serious medical condition that can take so much out of you. I feel like I have to wind myself up just to get out of bed. Then, well, I have to keep winding myself up to deal with the sadness, the loss of interest, the trouble concentrating, lack of energy.
Prestique is a prescription antidepressant. Talk to your doctor about Prestique and I'm sure he'll prescribe it. You need drugs to be happy. You're so high. Don't worry about getting any new hobbies or friends. You need a prescription antidepressant. Don't worry about your diet or exercise. You just need to be happy with the pill. Don't worry about a thing. We have drugs for your kids too. Yay! ADD, ADHD, whatever. We have pills for the side effects too.
Obviously that was a spoof, but it's true. I mean, how many kids are on antidepressants now? It's so common when kids go to college now. They're in the counselors' rooms, and it's like a quarter of the teens, especially the girls, they're getting put on this stuff. And the statistics are just outrageous. Nearly 1 out of women ages 40 to 59 are taking antidepressants. 11% of Americans ages 12 or older are on antidepressants. 400% increase in the last 20 years. So when we don't have joy, where does the Bible tell us to look for our joy? Right? In His presence is fullness of joy. And so this is a huge problem because it's turning people away from the truth. Where are we being taught to look for the cure? Not on the inside, right? On the outside. Pharmakia, witchcraft. 1 Peter 5:7 says, "Cast all your care upon Him because He what? He cares for you." So the Bible tells us that we're supposed to take our cares to the Lord. We're supposed to take our problems to the Lord. And this is the absolute 100% diabolical opposite. Can everybody see that? There's some serious evil there. More effective than drugs for depression. Right? The American Journal of Preventive Medicine it published a study. It showed 80 adults aged 20 to 45 years they diagnosed with mild to moderate depression. Researchers looked at exercise alone to treat the condition. They found that depressive symptoms were cut almost by half for the people who participated in a 30-minute aerobic exercise session 3 to 5 times a week after 12 weeks. So, besides obviously having a relationship with your Lord and God, who is your Savior, exercise is not a bad idea either. So you have a spiritual recipe for healing there, and you have a simple physical recipe for healing here as well. Can everybody see that? Chiropractic is part of that as well. Historically, there were chiropractic sanitariums where they took care of people who were institutionalized for mental disease. And all they did was adjust them and give them clean and fresh vegetables and fruits. And chiropractic adjustments were the dominant clinical service provided. 2 of these were located in Davenport, Iowa. In 1922, more than 100 years ago, chiropractic psychopathic sanitarium was established, later known as Forest Park Sanitarium. The North Dakota State Mental Hospital, their cure and discharge rates ranged from usually around 18 to 27%, compared with 65% at the Forest Park, the chiropractic sanitarium. So the cure and discharge rate for the chiropractic patients, do you see the difference? I mean, huge difference. One of the things that occurs, bless you, one of the things that occurs when you remove nerve interference by way of subluxation, when the nervous system is in control of your body chemistry, and you allow that to function better, what happens? Serotonin, hormones balance out, all the body chemistry balances out, and then what happens? Their mental health improves. Now that only makes sense. Like, we don't have to go to school to understand that. But yet, that's exactly what was exhibited historically when they opened up. And many of these they weren't even state funded, they were privately funded, but they were recognized by the state for the success that it had from the patients that were under care there in the chiropractic hospitals. Analysis of 350 mental patients recorded and treated by chiropractors showed that those with the nervous or mental disorders reported the majority of them showed improvement under chiropractic care. And these are older studies also. So specifically, that top part of the neck, Jim, is called what? Atlas. Very good. What's it called? Atlas. That's really important. Every one of my patients should know about the Atlas. That's like the master circuit breaker in your house. You know you got a breaker box, right? But where all the power comes into the house, that's like the master breaker. Now you can go flipping on and off all the breakers in the world, but if you don't make sure that master breaker is on, you got nothing. And so it's the same thing with the top bone in the neck. When that is shifted out of alignment, bad things happen. You know, from your blood pressure, your balance, your breathing, your sleep, not to mention anxiety and mental disorders. So when we go to that chart over there, you know, many of you have seen that, but that nerve system chart you've also seen. And if you look, what's the second thing after headaches? What does it say? Can you see it up there? Headaches. The second one over is nervousness. When there's subluxation, when there's interference at that level, nervousness comes after headaches, insomnia, head colds, your immune system, high blood pressure, migraines, nervous breakdowns, amnesia, chronic tiredness, and dizziness. Why? Because it's involved with something called your autonomic nervous system. And so that one area, that bone, has something called the vagus nerve, which sits right in front of it. And when that atlas shifts out of alignment, the vagus nerve gets stimulated. That vagus nerve goes down and it reaches into every organ, cell, and tissue in your body. That's how far-reaching it is. There are some chiropractors that adjust this one bone and nothing else. Now, I check that every single time that you come in. Bruce, how far off was yours today?
Less than 1 degree.
0.4 degrees. Remember I told you?
Yeah.
And Denise, how far off was yours?
0.3.
0.3. And I told Denise, I said, you go, you go and you go and ask Bruce how far off he was, because he was razzing you last time, telling you that his atlas was better than yours. So I wanted to start some trouble there.
Thank you.
And seems like that worked. So I have a question for you. You know what that question is? How's your atlas? How's your atlas? So next time I ask you, how's your atlas? You may have a response for me, and you may say it's great. You may say it's off. And you're usually going to give me that response based on how you feel. But really, my reading is going to tell me one way or the other. You may feel great, but that atlas may still be off a little bit. And we are finding it and fixing it before you start losing your balance, before you have insomnia, before you have a headache or a nervous breakdown. That's where the real value of chiropractic comes in. Not from what it fixes, but from what it saves you from. Right or right?
Right.
Okay. That's why I'm always so highly and specifically focused on that atlas area. And I got to check too. I went yesterday. I went sitting in a chair, like you guys. Same exact thing. He has the temperature reading there, and I get my atlas adjustment exactly like you guys do. You know, some of you guys come weekly, some of you guys come every other week. I'm there every Monday. That's my adjustment day. So that's what we're looking for. Find it and fix it. So here's your next fill-in. Get your flu adjustments. Get your what? Get your flu adjustments. We don't get flu shots anymore. And hopefully you're not getting COVID shots anymore. We've learned our lesson from that. We won't get fooled again. But this goes back to, before COVID. This is one of the slides that I used to have there. Somebody came in today with a mask on. She went to Dubai, and then she went on a cruise, and then she said she got COVID, and what she did was what some of you, or all of you at one point probably did. When you were sick or you had the flu or COVID, you called in and say, "Oh, I'm sick as a dog, I can't make it today." And what did Deborah and Tamara tell you? Come in. That's the best time. That's the smartest time to get your adjustment. Why? Not so you could come here and spread your germs. Because remember, if germs don't cause disease, then you're not going to be spreading your germs because they're already here. And if people's immune systems are healthy, then they're not going to get anything from you that they already don't have anyway. So she came in today with her mask on. She said, "I know what you always say, and they told me to come in, so here I am." I said, "Good for you. You know what's good for you." And what did I do? I checked her atlas. I got her atlas adjusted. Why? Research on HIV-positive patients revealed that those who receive chiropractic care, right here, showed a 48% increase in their CD4 count. That's the white blood count. Immediately after the adjustment, immediately, the white blood cells spiked. There was a spike in the immune system. And then there's other research that shows people who are under long-term chiropractic care, 5 years or more. How many years? 5 years or more. And this was done at the New York University Cancer Research Center. People who are under chiropractic care 5 years or more had immune systems that were, on average, 300% stronger. What percent? 300%. Now, if your immune system's stronger, what does that decrease your risk of? Colds, flus, cancer, right? So again, everybody's running around like a chicken without a head, trying to get a flu shot and this shot and that shot. Meanwhile, you have the greatest pharmacy inside of you that you were born with. Remember, your body doesn't need any help, just needs no interference. So what's the next time, next time you get a cough, sniffle, sneeze, flu, what should you be doing?
Getting adjusted.
Get your butt in here and get adjusted. That's what I do. That's what my kids do. That's what you should be doing. It's the right thing to do.
So Ricardo Markland, you're giving me an amazing praise report. How long have you been a patient here now?
Since July of 2008.
And what did you originally come in for?
I came in because I was having problems with my blood pressure.
And what were the results after care?
After care, the blood pressure has normalized.
Excellent. Were you on medication?
Yes, I was. Are you on medication now?
No, I'm not.
Excellent, excellent. And what other benefits have you noticed since you've been under care?
I have not been sick legitimately since 2008, since I started care in this office. Also, I have a few sniffles that are go quickly. I have not been sick.
I mean, before, is it something that was very common? Were you getting colds and sicknesses? As a teacher, you're around that a lot, especially with kids.
Yes, and then, in the winter months, it gets cooler, I would get sniffles. And I've not had that. As a matter of fact, I was in New York in the snow, and I left here, it was warm. And I came back, not a problem whatsoever.
That's great. That's a sign of a healthy immune system and a healthy future.
Yes.
So he's still under care. When did he say he started?
2008.
2008. So he's been under care for 15 years. Last week he came in and he had the sniffles, and he was supposed to be here. He told me he lives down now. He lives way down south, but he'll still come in every few weeks and get his adjustment. But he told me, he's like, "No, I've been sick," like he said, like twice in the last 15 years. And so again, it's something to remember, keep in mind, and you keep that in your arsenal as far as your regimen is what to do when these things come up. So that's why we're always doing progress evaluations and making sure that we don't guess, we test. And studies show that when you look at a scan and you look at these x-rays, even if there are not problems, that you're feeling problems, very often these tests will find a problem and fix it before it has a chance to rear its ugly head. And we're always updating those progress evaluations so that we're way out in front of those things health-wise. All right, so the raffle. We are ready to do our raffle. All right, doing good, doing good. All right. Remind me to get a new one of these. This thing is broken. I'm fiddling with it the whole time. I'm ready to throw it on the ground and stomp on it. But yes.
You need an adjustment.
No, that needs an adjustment. Oh, it is.
Fix it Saturday, Doc. Check the atlas.
I'm doing good. I haven't had a meltdown.
Not yet.
Not this week. All right. So we're gonna have some fun here, and the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna raffle off a gift card, a $25 gas card to Wawa, and give it to Gary. Let Gary pick the. Let Gary pick it. Pick it. Pick it. It could be you. You could be the winner.
Call foul.
All right.
216074.
Yes.
Joy! All right, everybody get her hand. Woohoo! Yay. Chris won last year or the year before, or both years in a row. It's a lucky family there. Okay, the next one is for a $50 Amazon gift card. All right, so I guess I'll pick that. And
All right, 216066.
Oh.
hey, all right, Mr. Bruce, making money in your seat and your sleep. Very nice. Bruce gets paid to breathe. Very nice. All right. Well, that's pretty much it, right? Actually, no, we do have one more. All right. So this here is very special. This is Nature's Yum barbecue sauce. And it is yummy, and I can tell you that with all honesty because I've had the pleasure of having some of this. And this was Lord inspired and directed one of my patients named Joe, who's going to come up here and share with you briefly. This is not his full-time job. Like, he's in construction, but he's like, the Lord told me to do it, so I'm doing it. So come on up here, Joe, and just share for just a minute what the Lord's doing with you in this project and how you're blessing others with this.
as Dr. Yachter said, this came to me about 26 years ago, and when I was at the Art Institute in Fort Lauderdale. And I made sauce for years and years and years when I was in the military. And the reason why I did that is because I didn't like what was in the store and the stuff that my mom made. So it was more of a challenge that I complained a lot, and she got fed up with that. So she said, make your own. And one day I did, and I managed a family in Golden Beach, and they had other family members. And that person, before he passed away, challenged me, told me that one is not going to cut it with competition that's out there. So right now I think we've got 46 flavors. So we're starting off with 8 that we're going to launch, probably about a week or so. We're still trying to work out the kinks. We'll be with GoDaddy, and then we'll be with Walmart.
Walmart too, yeah, that's big stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, so with all the excitement and all the passion and all the enthusiasm, you have the due right to pick the raffle ticket. Yes. No, you shouldn't have got one.
216085.
Yay! Awesome. All right. Ooh, this thing is weighty too. So there's 4 in there, right?
There's
4
4
different
in there,
flavors.
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Joe. Yeah. All right. So everybody, give our winners a round of applause. Also, I would encourage you to get that QR code there. Put your phone up. Take a snapshot so you know what it is. If you would like to test some, get some, try some, that QR code will take you to the website. You can find out more about it if you're interested. Order some, enjoy some, try it, test it, and
It's going to be about a week and a half to 2 weeks before it's ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are the first to enjoy. All right. So everybody got it?
Oh, yeah.
Got it?
Sure, got it.
Got it? Awesome. All right. All right. Do you want a break? Should we get up and do the massage, or keep going? Roll through. Roll through. Okay. All right. So let's talk about maintaining weight. Here's your fill-in here. 80% of the meal is salads, veggies, and proteins. So you want to fill up on the good stuff. If you're going out to a holiday party and you know that there's going to be lots of fatty food, lots of sugar, lots of pies, cakes, fill up on the good stuff before you enjoy your sweets and your desserts. So 80% of what you should be filling up on: salads, veggies, and what? And proteins, yeah. 20% you can enjoy some of the potatoes, the pasta, the rice, the bread. Not a lot, just a little. And eat before you go to a holiday party. The email that I sent out this morning with the complete clean on it is a great trick, a Jedi mind trick, or really a Jedi stomach trick that you can use to fill yourself up so that you don't gorge when you go to a party hungry. You take 2 scoops of the complete clean, put it in a glass of water or almond milk, and you'll be nice and full from that. And then when you go to the party and you see all the famous foods that you like that are there to fatten you up, you'll be less likely to indulge, right? Yeah. So always eat before going to a holiday party, and when you can, the thing that you can control is bring your own dish. And then you can eat more of that instead of the stuff that you know is not so great. Does that make sense? Yep. All right. Number 2, maintain your regular, what? Sleep schedule. A big reason, again, why we wear our immune systems down and people get sick, the flu, they succumb to these things, is because we get off track with our sleep. We're up late worrying about which presents we forgot to get which person, and We got too many for this person and not enough for that person. Did I get enough? Did I do enough? Thinking about things that you can't do anything about. Losing sleep. You know, for those who drink alcohol, it causes you to not sleep as well. Even though you're sleeping, you're not sleeping. You're not getting good sleep. So maintain your regular sleep schedule. Otherwise, it weakens your immune system. So what are we supposed to shoot for? Honestly, somewhere between what? 7 and 8 hours. Now, if I'm going to sleep I'm usually trying to get in bed at 9 o'clock at night, except if the Dolphins are playing at 8:15. Then I'll at least give it a quarter. I'll let a quarter run out. Now, if I see how poorly they're playing, like last night, then it's not worth it for me to stay up. So I will not ruin my sleep schedule for a shoddy football team. No. Last night's game was not worth watching. So I went to sleep on time. But every once in a while, I'll feel the effects of that. But consistency, when you even when you go out of town or Friday night or Saturday, even if you don't have to get up early the next day, how much better do you feel when you still go to sleep the same time and you still wake up the same time? It's very, 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 very important. More exercise. During the holidays, this is the time to exercise more, not less. If you're going to eat more, you need to what? Exercise more. So, more exercise. Brisk walk, jog, swim, bike. It really doesn't matter. Just make sure you're getting the appropriate amount of time in. There's your fill-in right there. How many minutes per day? 30 minutes a day will keep the doctor away. 30 minutes a day, every day. And more during the holidays. During the holidays, I took that up to 40 minutes a day. Or maybe 2 sessions a day. Maybe 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes at night after you have your big meal. Or if you have a big meal in the afternoon, get another walk in right after. That'll help your metabolism. It'll help keep your body in fat burning. So more is better. Early morning is the best on an empty stomach because that's what gets your body into fat burning the easiest. And then, again, after a big meal, if you can do that. Promotes energy, healthy metabolism, and it also helps your what? Immune system, yeah. And this is how you stay healthy through the holidays. Next one, maintain your joy. So maintain your joy. Nobody can take your joy without your permission. You have to give it away. You have to surrender it. But if you don't agree, then you can keep it. 2 most important days in your life. Never forget. The day that you were born, which means you were fearfully and wonderfully created in the image of God with a purpose. And that purpose in life is not to serve yourself. That purpose in life isn't for the world to revolve around you or me. That purpose in life is to serve God. Serve God. He's got a unique purpose for you. That's why He created you. And the day you find out why and what that purpose is the day that you get to keep that joy. Own that joy and keep that joy if you choose. That is your mission, should you choose it. So the big question is, what is the purpose of your life? What's your purpose in life? What is your purpose? Did you ever stop and think about that? What am I doing? Why am I here? Why am I on this planet? When you wake up in the morning, do you ask yourself, what is my purpose? I don't ask myself. I read it to myself. I have an affirmation. And I reiterate and I read and I read it to myself. I affirm what my purpose is. I know what my purpose is. My purpose is to serve each and every one of you here by serving God. And that's what I was created for. The gifts and the talents that I have, I am cognizant of, and I don't take that lightly. I see it as a responsibility for me to serve the God that I love. And that's just one of the purposes that I have. But recognize what gifts and talents that you have, things that you have a unique ability in, that make a difference in this world, that make a difference to other people. And if you can roll out of bed and you can affirm that and you can recognize that and have gratitude in that and start your day with that, how your day starts is how your day goes. Right? So, where does your joy come from? Who does your joy come from? Huh? Psalm 16:11 says, "Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy." Who said that? David said that, right? That means that through all that he went through, like, all the sin that he did, and he had everything. And at the end of the day, there was nothing more that he wanted than to walk and talk and be loved by his heavenly Father. That's the only thing he longed for. You read all the Psalms, that's what it is. It's about his relationship with his heavenly Father. And it didn't matter the hell on earth that he went through, how he was tortured, the battles he lost, the murder that he saw around him, the murdering of his family, the people that he murdered, the mess, the bloody mess that his life was. In the end, the thing that kept him going was what? The joy that he had from the Lord. And when we have that, he will show us our path in life. What path are you supposed to take today? What is God's will for your life today and every day? And if you wake up seeking that and asking that question, he will direct your path. Now, when you're on a path, you don't want to be looking behind you, right? When you're on a path, you need to be looking in front of you, or we're going to have a hard time. So when we're focused on our purpose, which is loving God and serving God, then we're on the right path. That's up there, right? We can control the time that we spend thinking about these things, the time that we spend doing these things. But what we cannot control is how other people respond. So when other people are disappointed with how they perceive our actions or our words or our thoughts or their interpretation of whatever their beliefs are, and they express resentment toward us, can we control that? No. Is it stressful? Yes. We can focus on that, what they say, think, and do, and the disappointment that occurs there, which is like walking on a path and looking behind you. But if you look in front of you, in terms of the path that you're supposed to be on and what you are supposed to be saying and doing and thinking and serving your purpose, then you'll have a lot less stress. Because that's the only thing in life that you can control. Right, Cal? That's the only thing in life. So here's a picture of me at Road Atlanta. And I'm coming down into a quick turn here. I'm the leading car. Can you guys see that? And there's 3 other cars which are professionally prepared race cars behind me. And most of them are professional racers. And I'm running in that group only because I'm an instructor. Other than that, I'm usually in their way. But these guys come up on me, and they're on my tail in a hurry. I don't hold them up. But sometimes, there's some of them that I can run pretty close with. And there's always a temptation for me to try to drive as fast as I can, and try to get my pace up, and try to run neck and neck with them, and maybe even try to outrun them. But then when I do that, you know what happens? I screw up. I'm more focused on them than I am with the upcoming turn and my line. And then what happens is, I don't go faster, I go what? Slower. I go slower. That's right. That's called red mist. That means you're looking behind you, or even if you're chasing the car in front of you, you're not focused on your own line. Focus on your line. Stay in your lane. Have you ever heard that term before?
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry about the person behind you, and don't worry about the person on the side of you. Don't worry about the person in front of you. You stay in your lane. You see what that verse says? Who shows you your path in life? The Lord shows you your path in life. And if we follow and stay on that path and we focus on that path and not on another person's path, then we will have what? Fullness of joy. You see? So I wanted to share that with you because I'm passionate about that. I was just at Sebring this weekend, and I love doing that. Man, I love doing that. Is that what my life is about? Just going fast around a track in fast cars? Is that what my life is? At the end of the day, you know, when they put me in the ground 6 feet under and it's on my epitaph, wow, he was a good driver. No, I don't think so. As much as I love it, no, that's not it. No, there's a lot more going on. Because at the end of the day, if there wasn't any of that, if there wasn't any of this, if there wasn't any NFL, if there wasn't, you know, any of these ancillary things going on, at the end of the day, my joy is still there because I know where my joy comes from. I know who my joy comes from. I know who's given me life and who's given me purpose. And if he still has me around, there's a reason for that. And there's something that I'll be doing that'll still bring me joy because I'll be serving him. Too much worry. Here's a reliable estimate of things people focus on and worry about. Here's what we worry about. Things that never happen, we worry about that about 40% of the time. Things over and past that can't be changed behind us, we'll worry about that about 30% of the time. Needless worries about our health, about 12% of the time. Petty miscellaneous worries, about 10% of the time. Real legitimate worries, about 8% of the time. I'm not that good at math, but it seems about 92% of the average person's worries take up valuable time. Needless worrying, needless stress, needless mental anguish, and for the most part are what? Unnecessary. So, the choice is yours. The choice is mine. You have the opportunity to design your best life ever. Raise your hand if you want 2024 to be the best year ever. Say aye? Aye. Okay. So that's your fill-in right there. Design. Design. You are the architect, Bonnie, of what you can or can't do, what you will or won't do. Nobody else can design your life. Now, based on what you know you should be doing or could be doing and are not doing and you want to do, maybe this is something, maybe this is the right time for you to start considering these things. Typically, we're not managing our time, we're letting our time manage us. Health and happiness doesn't happen by chance. You what? You schedule it. If it's not in a schedule, it's chance. It may or may not happen. So it's the difference between getting through your day and actually getting from the day. You can have all the money in the world, but at the end of the day, your time is more valuable than your money. So we can all identify the different areas of our life. Kind of like a cat, many of us have 9 lives. You have your spiritual life, you have your family life, you have your health and fitness life, financial life, recreational, your hobby life, social life, your educational life. Like we have all these different aspects or arenas of our life that we can kind of break things down to where you say to yourself, you know what, that health and fitness part of my life, I think I need more time there, right? I think I could do better there. Some of you may be saying, my hobby life, you know, I really love doing this, this, and this, but man, I haven't done that in the longest time. I just don't seem to have enough time. Some of you are saying, my family, man, I haven't seen my family. I'm not spending the time that I should be spending with my wife or my kids, or whatever the case may be. Whatever it is that you're feeling right now, the question is, ask yourself, what areas do you feel like you need more time to have more fulfillment? And so there is your schedule. That's a Google Calendar. You could use an Apple Calendar, a Google Calendar, iCloud, it doesn't matter. But this is my calendar, and I'm sharing this with you so that you could see. I clearly know all these different areas of my life, and on a weekly basis, I'll look at them on Sunday. And I'll look at all the areas of my life, and I'll look at my goals, and I'll ask myself, okay, what do I need to do? I haven't done this before. This was supposed to happen this year. I haven't done it yet. What are the steps I need to do, or what are the appointments or the tasks that I need to do? So my church life, I started teaching Sunday school last year. So how do you teach Sunday school when you got all these other things going on? How do you prepare for a lesson? Well, I found a place in my schedule, you know, and the 12 o'clock every day on Monday and Tuesday, I'll read the lesson. And then on Thursday at noon, I'll actually put it together and make an outline that I prepare to the class. And then Sunday morning at 8:30, you're hearing what? Like vague, kind of foggy times or specific times? Yeah, it's in my calendar. At 8:30, I'll wake up. Well, actually, I'll wake up earlier. I'll wake up at 6. I'll exercise, and then I'll sit down. And then the last 45 minutes goes into just shaping up the lesson. And that's how I get ready for my lesson. So there it is. Why do I do it? Because I know that there's a gift that God has given me to speak and teach and encourage. And I said to myself, you know what? I can't think of a good reason why I shouldn't be using that. I was asked to do it. So it's my responsibility to serve God with people with the gifts that I've been given. And so that goes into my calendar. That's my spiritual life. Family time. My wife and I, well, have date nights. You see down there on the 29th, family goal setting retreat. I set goals. Don't you think I should teach my kids to set goals? Yeah. So I booked a room on Las Olas, a boardroom overlooking the river. And so I'm going to take my kids there. Josh is going to be home, Leon and Gavin, my 3 boys and my wife. And for 2 hours, I'm going to take them through a goal setting retreat. And then we're going to go out to lunch. And I thought that sounded like a good idea. Man, they are so excited. They can't wait to do it. Seriously, I'm not kidding. They were really excited about that. So I could be taking them on a cruise and doing some of these things. But you know what? The clock is ticking. They're getting older. How much more time will I have to, teach them what I know? So aside of the fact that we'll have plenty of time to spend this Christmas vacation. Financial steward, reviewing finances. My middle son he's in Pensacola Christian College, but he's interested in real estate. So he saved up a bunch of money, pressure cleaning and painting houses. And he's got enough money to put down as a down payment on a rental property in Alabama. And so every week I'm looking with him on time. And I consider that part of being a financial steward, helping him with that. So you can see that on my calendar. My exercise, my health and fitness, and my doctor speaker thing. So today's the workshop. Sometimes I'll do workshops in the community. Cal, I did one at your school not too long ago. You guys were at the one that I did at church, right? And you know what? I used to do them every week. There are some of you who are sitting in this room back from 15 years ago where I came to your church, and I was doing them once, sometimes twice a week. And I got out of that. As COVID came in, that kind of just turned everything off. But you know what? I am committed in 2024 to turning it back on. Because from what you guys have learned tonight, are you finding this valuable?
Yes.
Do you think this is helpful? Don't you think people need to be encouraged? They need to wake up to the truth? And where are they going to get this from? They going to get it on YouTube, or are they going to get it from the commercials on TV? No, it's going to happen one person at a time. It's a grassroots thing, and that's why I have in your pamphlet there, your handouts, this thing, the lead raffle contest. So we're going to have some fun with this, but I'm going to ask you to fill this out. And any places that you have, the place where you go to church or worship, place of work or a social club, if you have somebody that you know is instrumental there, a leader, and you have a group there, a small group or a big group, it doesn't matter, put that information there so I could follow up with that and we can get these talks set up. January, National Weight Loss Awareness Month. February, Heart Health Awareness Month. March and April, Cancer Awareness. So people are looking for these events to be set up and help the people in their community, and they just don't know that I'm doing this. And this is actually, it's a community service. I don't charge for it. So I'm asking you for your help, and we'll have a little fun with it. Fill that out. For each part of that, there's 3 spaces in that handout right there, right? for each one that's filled out, you'll get a raffle ticket. And we're going to draw for the winners. There's going to be 2 winners. The top winner is going to win $250 gift certificate, good towards anything in our office. Credit to their care, supplements, home care, however that individual wants to use it. A $250 credit for the grand prize winner. For the runner-up, it's $150. But for each name or each contact that you enter, you'll get 1 raffle ticket. So I'm asking you to please give this careful thought and consideration, because again, each of us have a purpose to serve. But we're working together on this. We're a team. And together, we can make a difference in our community, in their health and well-being, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. So I'm asking you to do that. So before you leave, give that to them. Try to fill it out as much as you can. And again, we'll be collecting all these as the weeks go on, and we're going to draw it next month in the workshop. All right. Any questions on that? Does that make sense? Okay. For lack of knowledge, people still perish. That's why we're doing this. So my goal this year is to do at least 1 or 2 of these workshops in the community every month. And right now I'm filling up my marketing calendar for the first 90 days. So that's why we're doing this now. Supplements for the season. I sent this out in the newsletter today. So turmeric extract. You know what turmeric is, right? It's a natural anti-inflammatory. And with all the sugar that we take in, especially during the season, we need a good dose of this to keep this in check. N-acetylcysteine is the precursor for what your body needs for phase 2 liver detoxification, to get all the junk out, to get all the toxins out, and a low-level detox. And then you also have green tea, which is also helping your body to burn fat. Everybody say fat burning.
Fat burning.
Yes. All right, and then of course an entire multivitamin spectrum, high-quality protein from pea and rice sources, and about 26 grams of protein. This is what I take after my workout. And it's pretty much got every vitamin there except vitamin D. Is vitamin D important?
Yes.
Yes. So many of us should be taking somewhere between 5 and 10,000 international units, because you can reduce most cancers by anywhere, reduce the risk of almost all cancers, somewhere between 50 and 75%. And then, of course, with type 1 diabetes, you can reduce the risk of 80%, all fractures, so super important with that. And then with specifics, as far as supporting your immune system, we know that vitamin D helps to modulate the immune system. It's also important for cardiovascular, your heart, your blood sugar. Zinc also helps to strengthen the immune system, also helps to clear out the or give you antioxidant support, which is also important for your immune system. Connective tissue, collagen, and blood vessel synthesis. So for vitamin C, these are all vitally important constituents in terms of what you should be taking, especially during this holiday season. So each one of these, I take once a day. And I can tell you, I've been doing this now probably since my mom passed this past June. And it's really made a difference in terms of the strength of my immune system, how I feel, the consistency of my good days waking up, my strength and my energy. So for that reason, and also during the holidays, that's why I have that up here. Probiotics. Does that have anything to do with your immune system?
Sure does.
Absolutely. Yeah, your intestinal flora, the gut, makes up a good 80% of the strength of your immune system. So you should be taking at least one of those a day. And then this I also put in there to remind you, the NeuroMag is magnesium threonate. How many of you guys know magnesium is important? It's an important supplement for your heart, for your blood pressure. But what I found is that a lot of folks don't know that there's a special type of magnesium, only one kind, that can cross the blood-brain barrier and allow you to calm your brain, relax your brain, and help you to sleep. And that's called magnesium threonate. Magnesium threonate is what's in NeuroMag. So you take one little scoop, put it in a little bit of water about 45 minutes before you go to sleep, and that will help you sleep better if you're having any issues with that. It's highly recommended, and normally we'll see great results with that. So tonight only 15% off any of the Ultraplex supplements. You know, the workshops are really the only time that we discount these, and of course the Complete Clean as well. That is the breakfast of champions. You could have it as lunch, you could have it as a smoothie, however that works for you. But our action steps as we leave, make sure you get your supplements. There are limited supplies. With that last sale that we had, we blew out everything. And we restocked, but a lot of that has already gone back out. So honestly, I don't know what we have available, but you know Deborah's always good about following up and making sure that you get what you need. So please see them if you need anything there. Don't forget about next month's event. And please, 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 most importantly, as I said, help me fill up our marketing calendar for this year so that we can get out in the community, be a blessing, and make a difference. All right? And so if you could fill that out, give that to them as well. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here tonight, guys. Love and appreciate you. God bless.